Okay, good afternoon. I'm David Ingbar. I'm delighted to present on behalf of Herald Therapeutics and the University of Minnesota. Our team includes Dr. Timothy Rich, Dr. Robert Schumacher, Dan McKenna, Drew Backstrand, and myself. We are interested in using ThyrOxy, a novel lung-directed therapy for the acute respiratory distress syndrome. ARDS is a life-threatening form of severe lung injury with a mortality of 40% and occurring in about 200,000 people per year in the US. It's triggered by many different things, including COVID. And at present, there is no current medical therapy for ARDS. Our approach is to use a special formulation of the naturally occurring potent thyroid hormone T3 to replete the lung to decrease lung damage and speed healing. The basis of this is that human ARDS lung tissue has markedly reduced levels of T3, and T3 benefits lung injury by multiple mechanisms in animal models. Our accomplishments today include publishing the preclinical toxicology showing this treatment is safe. We have FDA approval and have opened a phase 1/2 clinical trial directly instilling T3 into human lungs for ARDS. We've completed phase 1 with the first patient treated with COVID ARDS in March 2020 at Essentia Duluth, and we're now enrolling patients in phase 2. We've enrolled 7 T3 treated patients and 2 controls. 5 of the 7 T3 treated patients have survived and are out of the hospital. We have observed no significant treatment-related side effects. The opportunity presented by ThyrOxy is to have the first medical therapy for a highly lethal disease. We believe it is very safe using a local treatment with a natural hormone with no side effects seen to date. We are already developing a broad national and international IP profile. We believe this opportunity is de-risked by potential benefit for a number of other disease indications. So our ask is to identify and work with strategic partners with vision and to further develop relationships for partnering, including Big Pharma, and to acquire funding to carry out phase 2A and 2B randomized clinical trials, and to further the research and development to treat other diseases and to protect the patents. Thank you very much for your attention.
Could you discuss the nature of your intellectual property, how much is around the molecule versus the delivery, et cetera?
Excellent question. The intellectual property comes in a couple different forms. One is the formulation that I mentioned. The second is that this is the very first and only time that thyroid hormone has been directly delivered to the lung. And the other part is the disease indications, specifically for ARDS and lung inflammation. So it's a combination of both formulation, indication, and usage. And the patent profile is on one of the backup slides, which you do not have, but I'll just tell you that have been filed, some at various stages, include a variety of ways of administering the compound, including direct instillation, which no one else has applied for patents for, and also for a variety of different disease states in addition to ARDS.
When you look at your formulation patent, you've spoken about ThyrOxy not being used in this manner. How challenging is it for someone to achieve the same mechanism while not violating your patent estate in terms of the formulation?
Yeah, this has been it's a great question. This has been a point of concern. And Dr. Schumacher, who heads the Center for Translational Medicine at the U, is working on other ways to formulate it, as well as drug analogs for this reason. But the formulation is actually very difficult. It took the pharmacists several months to be able to reliably achieve the formulation that was safe. And when it was improperly formulated in our toxicology and animal models, animals died quickly. So it's really key. It's not something that is go home and your lab or even your local pharmacy.
I'm going to have to. Do you have a business team?
I'm sorry?
Finish that, Perry. Do you have a business team?
I didn't read to you the bios of the two people. Dan McKenna has significant venture startup experience, and he's been CEO of several companies. And Drew Backstrand has both a legal and a fundraising background, as well as being a general counsel for private and public equity firms.